welcome back to another episode. I am Brian, the Unskilled Commander, as you are probably aware at this point in time, if you've watched any of the other videos, because this is probably going to be, this video should be somewhere in the late teens, early 20s, so you've had your chance. This is actually this one's probably later than that, probably mid-20s. This is match 2 of Planeswalkers, Clues, Spirits, and Infect. I already rolled the dice. Infect is going first. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Draw for turn. Citadel Guildgate comes in tapped. Taps for white, and I'm going to declare black. Actually, yeah, we'll declare blue. So this now taps for white and blue. Pass turn. Rakdos Guildgate comes in tapped, and we'll pass turn. Spara's Headquarters comes in tapped, taps for one of each of the colors in my commander, and we will pass. Draw a card for turn. I will play Port Town. Comes in tapped unless you show a island or a plains, but that's fine. I don't have a. I could do that, but I don't have a 1-drop, so it's not really all that important. All right, turn 2. Untap, upkeep, draw. All right, that actually speeds things up. I drew a swamp, so I will tap for 2. Tap for white. Well, it doesn't matter. So Necropede, a 1/1 Infect. When Necropede is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you may put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. We will pass. So Infect is getting ready. It's going to be able to start dishing out counters long before anyone gets any creatures. Well, not long before, but probably at least 1 or 2. So untap, upkeep, draw. I will play Selesnya Guildgate comes in tapped. And unfortunately, that's all we can do right now. We're going to pass. Untap, upkeep. I will play Port Town, comes in tapped, unless I reveal. We already know that, don't we? Port Town. So I reveal a plane, so it untaps, and then I will tap both of these for a Marble Diamond, tapping for a white. Unfortunately, it does come in tapped. So it's a bit of a ramp. And then pass turn. Untap, upkeep. Going to play a island for turn, so I have both colors of my commander out, but no 2-drops, so we will go ahead and pass. All right, Infect, let's see what you got. How do we want to do this? Yes, okay. All right, so I'm going to we'll tap the swamp, rather, to play Team Pennant. It's an equipment. Creature gets +1/+1 and has Vigilance and Trample. I can equip a token for 1 or equip a normal creature for 3. I will then play Orzhov Baliska, which comes in tapped and bounces a land back to my hand. Now we move to combat. We can start swinging with our 1/1 Infect. Now, no one is a threat, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and roll the dice. I'm not even going to try and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should have declared that before it rolled, but 6. So we are tapping here. No actual damage, but 1 Infect. And we will do it in this manner to try and keep track of it. That little token thing there for Infect. No end step, so we will pass. What I meant was no end step triggers, rather. Untap, upkeep, draw. Now let's see, I do. Yes, here we are. I play Haunted Ridge, comes in tapped unless I control 2 other lands. I do, so it untaps. Then I will tap 1, 2, and 3 for Ghostly Prison. Creatures can't attack you unless they their controller pays 2 mana per creature. So hopefully that'll kind of maybe keep that off my back, but doubtful. Pass turn. Untap, upkeep. Now let's see. I will play Vile Glimmer Snarl. It comes in tapped unless I reveal a forest or an island. Do I have a 4-drop that really needs it? I do not. Let's see, I will tap this for green and this for one other to play Fertile Ground. It's an enchantment. I will enchant Port Town. Enchanted land is tapped for mana. Its controller adds an additional 1 mana of any color. So I could conceivably tap it for each of those 2 colors, which I actually will do now. A blue and a white to play Ongoing Investigation. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, investigate. We saw this in match 1. It didn't get a chance to do all that much, although it did have Doubling Season with it, so that did help. Nothing else we can do right now. We're going to pass. Draw. Let's see. Doubles I do. So we'll play an island for turn. And then we will tap 2 and a white to play Priest of Blessed Graph. At the beginning of your end step, create X 1/1 white spirit tokens with flying, where X is the number of opponents who control more lands than you. Well, we definitely have more. Well, no, it might trigger a little bit. It'll probably trigger twice. But that's all we can do. No hasties. So pass turn, untap, upkeep, draw. I did say this was blue, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shoot, no, I got it. Yep, Canopy Vista. It does come in tapped, unfortunately, but it'll give us the green we need to play Atraxa. Otherwise, let's try and get, what else do we have? Oh, 1, 2, 3, only 3 mana. Don't want to do that yet, so we'll just do this. 1, 2. For Moss Diamond. Oh, how silly. I have Moss Diamond. But still, it wasn't fast enough to cast Atraxa. So that's fine. We are going to move to combat. I'm going to swing Necropede in this direction now. So you get a little counter and a counter. And that is 1 damage, 1 poison counter for each of you. Nothing else we can do here. We will, oops, that comes in tap, by the way. So we will pass. We're going to untap, upkeep, draw, no upkeep triggers. I'll play Frontier Buvak. Comes in tap, but it taps for 1 of each of those 3 colors, green, blue, or red. I do have 3 mana to play with. I guess, well, yeah, that will take quite a time. We need to move things along, so tapping 3 for Skyclave Relic. This is a better equipment for later in the game, or artifact rather. It's a mana rock, taps for 1 of any color, which is great. But if you kick it with an additional 3, so it costs 6 to play, you make a token that's a copy of Skyclave Relic. So for 6 mana, you get 2 of them. You know, not great mana value necessarily, but you know, it's also indestructible, so no one can target that particular. No one can just destroy all the artifacts and get rid of it. But it helps. We need the mana to get going on something over here. I will pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw, play, and plains for turn. Actually, no, we'll play this island because we have the marble diamond there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana to play with. I will definitely tap a white, a blue, 2 others, and a third for Glass Dust Hulk. Now we saw that we mentioned this last game, but we didn't actually play it, so it's a new card for the matchup at least. Whenever another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, Hulk gets +1/+1 until end of turn and can't be blocked. So that's big. Obviously, with something like this, the idea is to play a bunch of spells that get us a bunch of clues. Clues are artifact tokens, so that would trigger him. You get like a couple, 2, 3, 4 pluses on him, and then swing with unblockable. Let's see what I have. I have 1 untapped mana. That is not enough to do anything right now. He does not have haste. No damage, nothing there, so we can pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Play a Plains for turn. Alright, we have 4, so we're going to tap 2 blue and 2 other to play Reconnaissance Mission. It's an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. That's probably a great card to have over here in Atraxa for card draw to help get more Infect out, because you know the Infect are going to get blasted. I can, at the beginning of my end step, I guess I missed that on the last turn, huh? Even though I mentioned it, I was forgetting that it was end step because I'm so used to most things being upkeep triggers. Very few things really deal on the end step. I had 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't play a land over there. I think it probably would have only been 1 at the time. So I do get 1 spirit from last time. So that would have not have Summoning Sickness because it would have been on there. So we can go ahead and start swinging these guys, but they're only 1/1s, 1, 2, and a 1/1. Not really super helpful. We definitely want to keep somebody out to block in case they want to start somehow swing back again. So, but I will send a 1 in the air just to ping, because you know I do have an Infect. We don't want an Infect. That's going to start proliferating soon, so we gotta be careful. There's nothing else. Well, no. When a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So, sweet, I get to draw a card. I am tapped out, though, so we will pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. I will play a swamp for turn. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1 of every color. Unfortunately, I don't have a 2-drop. Oh, I do have a 2-drop. Ooh, I have a really good 2-drop that I just drew, apparently. Now, can I do it, though? Yes, if I keep that. Okay. Black and a white, tapping this for blue, tapping that for green. Boom, Atraxa, that's untapped. Then, here's the money shot. I guess I shouldn't say that, but here's the money move. A green and 1 other for Finn the Fangbearer. A 1/3 Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. Atraxa has Death Touch, Flying, Vigilance, and Lifelink, and is a 4/4. So a very good way for my commander to start dealing poison damage as well. And 2 poison counters, not just 1. I can also equip Team Pennant to help beef up somebody. Now, I spent all my mana, so I cannot attack you. This little guy can't get through on either one of those players right now, unfortunately. But this was, we definitely wanted to get these out. We will just leave it there. Go to end step, however, proliferate. Do up to 2, up to 2. No counters on this side that I want to deal with. We will pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. I will play Deathcap Glade. Comes in tapped unless you have 2 or more lands, which I do. Excellent. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana to deal with. What can we do with 5 mana? Unfortunately, I only have a couple spells and a bunch of lands, which is not great for right now. So I could cast that spell, but then I would not. I don't know if I want to get that. Yeah, I think we actually kind of have to wait. Unfortunately, it's a obvious situation, but leaving all this mana open. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, I can play this. Never mind. That's even better, because that's a bit of a rope-a-dope then. If I left up all that mana, it would be clear that I had some sort of spell to stop attacking. This is going to help. Tap 5 for Wandering Archaic. We're really going to have to take my time this time, because the few times I've gotten him out, I don't play him right, because I forget about on the other people's turns. He's a 4/4. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery, they may pay 2. If they don't, I get to copy that spell and choose new targets. But what I'm saving is I have a Swords to Plowshare, and I have Skyclave can tap for a white. Can tap for any color. So now, that was a bit of a rope-a-dope, but if anybody even realizes that's a mana, they're going to, it's a 1 mana, whatever. Now, I can almost guarantee you that from this perspective, Atrax is going to come here, because everyone else already has... It would catch up everything. It would be perfect, because this is flying. Nobody can stop flying right now. But, this can't get through over here now. This can't get through over there. I do have to pay to come over here, but whatever. I pay it, fly in for 4 commander damage and 2 infect, then end step. Now they're all at 3 infect. You see? So, it's... Even though I know what's in this hand, I have to do it, and then I can just Swords to Plowshare it when they do. But we're going to go ahead and pass turn. Untap, upkeep. No upkeep triggers over here. Draw a card. Play a Plains for turn. And this is a little annoying because we've already seen this exact combo before, but green, blue... So green and 1, 2, 3, 4 for doubling season. I just mentioned this last turn. And match 1, we had this exact same combo. It's not a combo, it doesn't do anything. But it just means that if I swing with him and hit somebody, I'll get 2 investigations instead of 1. Now, he doesn't have trample, he doesn't have flying, he's just a 3/4 on the ground. And I didn't play any artifacts, so he doesn't get any bigger and can be blocked. And if I attack, I'll be vulnerable, especially with the Infect out. So we actually don't want to. We want to just go ahead and hold. There are no end step triggers. Let's make sure I don't have any 2-drops. Would I play this at this point? Interesting. It is an instant though, so we'll wait. I do have the mana to play it. Now that it's 2 instances, it's going to be interesting to see who. We'll play it actual rules, and you'll see what I mean in just a moment. So first we'll pass. There's nothing else going on that side of the board. We're going to untap, upkeep. I missed it again, and I just talked about it, didn't I? Wow, that's stupid. Because again, it keeps screwing me over because I keep forgetting that it's end step, even though I literally just did that last turn. I should have played a spirit and then end step spirit. I'm not going to bother because I forgot twice now, so we're going to, who cares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no one has more land anyway now. But I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 2 spirits out. No, I don't. This is a human cleric. That is not a spirit. That's not necessarily something we do right now. Ooh, that's actually really good, yeah. Sure, let's try this, right? We're gonna tap 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Crush Contraband. Choose one or both. Exile target artifact, exile target enchantment. Now, here's the... that's a good idea. Yeah. I really want to go for Wandering Archaic because it's about to trigger and it's still wood on the stack. However, the real threat is still Infect. So I'm going to target Doubling Season. We're going to exile that, and I'm going to target Necropede. We're going to exile that. However, Wandering Archaic triggers, I can't pay the 2, so Planeswalkers gets to cast the exact same thing. So Planeswalkers is going to exile Reconnaissance mission and Team Pennant. No. Well, it's one or the it's either that enchantment or that enchantment. I don't like you gain. They're flying. I don't like you gaining card draw. So definitely do that. Moss Diamond. Maybe that's where I should go because it's mana. I think we'll go with Moss Diamond. Lower their mana base. That should help slow them down. So there we go. Finally did Archaic properly, at least. But we aren't able to play any other creatures. We do have flying. They have flying now. I have to pay 2 to attack you, so I cannot attack you. There's no real point. We don't need to attack. Keeping up blockers is probably good at this stage, so I guess we will. We will just pass turn. Untap, upkeep. Draw a card for turn. Play a swamp for turn. Yeah, definitely. 1, 2, blue, 3, which is 4 total. For Viral Drake. A flying 1/4 with Infect, and I can pay 4 to proliferate. So now, okay, I almost forgot. Thankfully, I remember now. We're going to go to combat. We are definitely going to swing Atraxa in this direction. Let's see. We don't want to swing Finn, even though he has Death Touch. I mean, I could swing him over there, but I can't because I have to pay for it. So there we go. Paying 2 for Atraxa to swing in that direction. If they stack block, they still can't kill him. So I think I will swing Finn in this direction. Because remember, if he hits, you get 2 counters right off the bat. So you don't want that. So you're definitely going to sacrifice a spirit, blocking it to the Death Touch. But it's a 1/2 and a 1/3 versus a 1/1, so it's fine. Now, we're just doing that early, but here's what we gotta do. So it's like, I declare attackers passing priority to you. Will you declare blockers? On the passing of priority, I will tap in response, and Swords to Plowshare, Atraxa. So Atraxa now costs 2 more to cast, and you gain life equal to their power, so you do gain 4 life up to, let's kind of do it like this, 43. And then this block happens, the spirit's destroyed, nothing gets through, there's no end step triggers, nobody had, I can't do proliferate because that's gone, so you guys are safe for the moment. We then pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. And it's the one that's an opponent cast, so I can't, gain anything off of it myself. Let's see. I think we will go ahead and we got a lot of colors. We'll play Orzhov Guildgate, comes in tapped. Unfortunately, I don't have anything else to play, and I have no card draw. Where are all my Planeswalkers? Not good. I'm getting it. I got 2 lands and an instant in my hand. Although it does have. Yeah, but nobody else has. Yeah, I have to wait. I have Leadership Vacuum. Target player returns each commander they control from the battlefield to the command zone. So obviously you don't want to just. Plus you draw a card. I'm not going to just blow that card right now and just to draw one. I want to get some value out of it by bouncing somebody's commander. I could attack, theoretically, but there's no point, especially with the main flyer gone, although that's a flying Infect, so again, problems on that phase. But yeah, unfortunately we're going to pass turn. we're going to untap over here. Upkeep, draw. Okay, now we're getting a little something here. Let's see. I'll tap this for green, one other, and one other, meaning 3 total, for Tireless Tracker. When a land enters the battlefield under my control, I can investigate. Whenever I sacrifice a clue, I can put a +1/+1 counter on Tireless Tracker. I will tap these 2 and one more to play Letter of Acceptance. It is a mana rock, add 1 mana of any color, but I can pay 2 and sacrifice it to draw a card, which might be coming up here next turn because I need some more card draw over this side as well. Now let's see, I do have an extra blocker, so I can, oh, excellent. I played a artifact, so this gets +1/+1 and can't be blocked this turn. Let's see where I want to send that. I assume I want to send that at Infect. So we've got 4/5, so 4 damage, right back down to 39 where you were. And that's that. Creature dealt combat damage to a player, so I get to investigate. So I make a clue. Now, an artifact came in, so he does go up again, and can, but it's after combat, so it's irrelevant. There's no other effects right now, so I will go ahead and pass. Okay, untap, draw, play a land for turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, possibly a thing. I guess we'll just go ahead and try and get the commander out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a spirit. Oh, I don't have a spirit. I can't do that actually, because it costs 1 less for each spirit I control. I don't, so that means it costs 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't do it. So in that sense, we will then play 1, 2, 3 for Dovin Grand Arbiter. He comes in with 3 counters on him, 3 loyalty counters. I will, I guess we'll +1. Wait a second. Until end of turn, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a loyalty counter on him. No, no one's going to get through. So I'm going to -1 him down to 2, but I'm going to create a colorless Thopter token, which should be right. Yeah. And I gain a life. Sweet. So that's not so bad. Now I have another flyer. Okay, so I don't want to swing out. So we'll go to the end step, and let's actually check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, everyone's the same. Probably, that's probably not going to happen anymore, this trigger, but that's fine. So we will go ahead and pass. We're going to untap over here. I definitely do not have any triggers. Okay, so we're untapping and we're drawing. Do I have any more lands? Unfortunately, I do not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's just enough to cast her again. I don't know how good this is going to be because we know it's in that hand, but black, white, blue, green, tax, and Atraxa is now on the field. We're going to move to combat, but I can't attack you because you have flying, or you have the ghostly prison. You don't have flying, you do, so we're going to have to try and get something going here. But I will do the same sort of thing. I'm going to send Viral Drake at you and Fangbear at you. You really can't afford to take it, so you're going to block with Thopter clearly. You can't stop it, so you will take 1 infect damage, up to 3. Then we will move to our end step and proliferate. So this goes up to 3, this goes up to 4. So that's all right, it's something. Unfortunately, we know what's coming on their side. However, we'll see. Hang on. And I say that because we untap, upkeep, draw. Oh my god, more land. See, this is almost forcing me to play that card. So that comes in tapped, Azor's Guildgate. I can play Leadership Vacuum, send Atraxa back to the hand, or back to the command zone, and draw a card. However, it's an instant, and Atraxa hasn't come at me because Atraxa can't come at me yet until they pay for it. So I'm kind of like, I think I should just sit on it and wait until she attacks me, then bounce her and let the Proliferate kill those two for me. Because I am clearly not doing anything right now, and it's going to take forever if I even want to try and do Progenitus, which I rarely do, to be honest with you. Because by the time I have enough mana to cast Progenitus, I'm practically dead anyway. And even though it is 10, there's not any buff spells in here really, so it still takes 3 hits from Progenitus just for commander damage lethal on one person. If it was like if that was like 11-11, that'd be a different story, because then it'd be 2 hits, you're dead, 2 hits, you're dead, 2 hits, you're dead, but whatever. Okay, now wait a second. Have I messed up in any form? That wasn't any instance of sorceries. That was a planeswalker. That was a creature. Okay, so I don't believe we missed anything. I have no end steps. I can't sacrifice any lands or anything to draw a card. We're going to go ahead and just pass. Untap over here. Upkeep and draw. There's no upkeep triggers. I'm going to tap 2 and Marble Diamond to play Commander Sphere. He gets a +1/+1 and can't be blocked. I'm going to tap 1 and Commander Sphere. Actually, I think I might just straight up sacrifice Commander Sphere right off the bat to draw a card, because you don't have to pay for it, you just sacrifice it. Okay. This isn't really helpful because he's already blockable. Well, I mean, that's true, I have that. I didn't play a land, so that doesn't trigger, of course. Okay. Well, that's interesting. We can do that, can't we? Maybe. Do we have enough mana? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we totally have enough. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pay 2 mana to swing Tireless Tracker at Progenitus and Glass Dust Hulk, unblockable, at Atraxa. In response to declaring attackers and paying for it, I will also tap 1 and a white to play Expose Evil. Tap up to 2 creatures, investigate. So I'm going to tap down Wandering Archaic and Atraxa, even though that doesn't, Atraxa is not important. So that way, 3 damage over here, you're down to 37. And then that went up by 1, so that's a 4 damage again over here, down to 35. And I investigate, as I said, so I got an extra clue. Well, actually, so that would beef that up, because that was in response to declaring attackers. I played the instant. However, Wandering Archaic, ooh, interesting. Now, it doesn't say anything. It's not really, I can't pay 2, so Planeswalkers does get to copy it, but it doesn't really help because everything's already tapped. I could tap this down. Okay, whoop-de-doo. It's not tap. It doesn't frost tap. It doesn't like stop them from untapping on their upkeep, so it doesn't really help long term. But like I said, the investigation trigger, this clue came in, so that actually gets 1 more buff. So that instead of being a 4, that was a 5. So you are down to 34 life in actuality. But that is everything we can do here. No. 1 or more creatures, so they investigate. Cool, another clue. Goes up, but it's after the fact, so it's not important. Nothing else to do over here, so we're going to pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still at the 6. Let's see. And unfortunately, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, good. We will tap 2 white to play Knight of the Wild Orchid. When it enters, if an opponent controls more land than you may search for your library for basic Plains card, put on the battlefield, and shuffle. Planeswalkers does have more land than me, so I put a Plains on the battlefield. Shuffle. At least that gets me another creature. I'm going to go ahead and -1 again to make the Thopter, and then gain a life, right? Because that's what Yon Arbiter does. Yes, his -1. So I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana to cast. Let's see. Well, I honestly don't care about that part. I kind of played something slightly out of order, but we saw this last game and I didn't want to do it again because it's not really all that helpful. I guess it kind of would be, but whatever. I'm going to tap 4 for Drogskol Reinforcements. It's 2/2 with melee. Other spirits you control have melee and prevent all non-combat damage that will be dealt to spirits you control. So nobody can fireball a spirit or anything like that. That is not the card I said we would play. Last game we played Bygone Bishop, and I have that in my hand. And that just says that whenever I cast a creature spell with mana value 3 or less, I can investigate. So I should have played that, then Knight of the Wild Orchid, and investigated and gotten a clue. It's like, who cares? It's 1 clue. Yes, it's card draw, but I don't know. Plus, that's, this isn't supposed to be in a clue deck, really, so I don't really care about that. Maybe that could affect the game. We'll see. Let's see. He was the only one that can attack, so there's no point. At the beginning of your end step, create X/1/1 spirit tokens, where X is the number of opponents who control more lands than you. Currently, that does trigger because that is 1. So we're moving to the end step, clearly. And I make a 1/1 spirit because that's the only person that has more lands than me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, no, because of Knight of the Wild Orchid, he no longer does. So that's okay. We're going to pass turn. We're going to untap, upkeep, draw, no upkeep triggers. Going to play a snow-covered island for turn. Okay, so let's go ahead and tap a blue and a black for Blighted Agent, unblockable, 1/1 Infect. Then let's tap 2 and a green for 3 total to play Courage in Crisis. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and then Proliferate. Oh, that's cool, because that means it affects itself, so I can actually up the +1/+1 counter? That's crazy, okay. But then we're going to plus that, and plus that with the Proliferate. And I only have 2 mana open, which is something I mean, clearly, I only have 2 mana. I don't have a 2-drop. There's nothing I can do with that. So the goal is I should be using that to swing at Planeswalkers, clearly. I do, in fact, know they have a way to stop me, as does that. So I have to be aware of that. Although they are tapped down, I believe, so they can't play that card. So the question is, do I like? I mean, I could not swing. My confusion is because we all know that Planeswalkers has a way to stop a track. So they have Leadership Vacuum. It's an instant. If I swing at Planeswalkers, Atraxa gets put back to the command zone. I don't have enough mana to play her a 3rd time. I do have the open mana necessary to attack because of Ghostly Prison, so you would think that would, lead me into that conclusion. However, because of Finn the Fangbearer, if Atraxa hits with Death Touch, that player gets 2 poison counters. And they don't have any flying. So I could conceivably hit 3, 4, 5 Infect. They would die. and then I could proliferate there. Or, of course, I could swing her at them, you know, for 1, 2, swing here for 3, that's at 7, puts them both at 7, proliferate on end step, now they're both at 8. I guess the smart move is always to just go for the 100% kill instead of hoping that you can do it the right way and kill them both at the same time. Because, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we would need 8 to recast her if she gets blown up. So, but we should also have cards that say proliferate, and we can actually do it on that card if we need to. I think I like that. Let's try and go for the twofer. It's dangerous, it's probably stupid, but we're gonna go for it. So Atraxa is heading to you, Viral Drake is heading at you. So that is, there's no, well, oh, this does have flyers. How silly. So that's not even gonna work. Like that's Death Touch 1/3, but totally stack block. So I guess that's not really the best action. So it is. We're gonna have to go. I forgot they have flyers. The smart move is to just swing directly at you for 5 infect in the air. Now Planeswalkers could, of course, help and do the leadership vacuum anyway, but Planeswalkers doesn't have anything going on except for a ghostly prison and a freaking Wandering Archaic. They really don't want to draw attention, and also one less player means they have a little bit more chance. So I think they would hold on to that and be like, yeah, sucks to be you, man, sorry. So 5 damage, right? Well, let's do the damage properly. 3 infect, which would put you at 8. 4 commander damage, which puts you at 36. And then, whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, they get 2 poison counters. Bink, bink, 10. Sorry, you're dead. Clues, my poor thing. But at least Infect is doing somewhat better than match 1. Not as much as it should be, but better. And I understand, like, this was here. I have like 4 equipments that give trample because I thought that would be, you know, important. I think in retrospect, I'll probably have to take those out and put better cards in, because this one sat there the whole time, right? I haven't equipped it. I mean, it gets a +1/+1 and has vigilance and trample, so that's a good card. It's just I've needed to play other things. So clearly, we can probably take those couple of equipments out for something better. Right? Maybe mana rocks to speed things up, or actually, we should take those 4 to 5 cards out to put 4 or 5 cards of card draw in, so I can get more infects. So that's probably what the proper upgrade is. No ends. Well, yes. Move to end step, proliferate up to 5, and we will pass turn. So now we come over here, untap, no upkeep triggers, unfortunately. Draw a card. Oh my gosh, really? I don't think it's super important. For those of you that watched the first match, I got Scape Shift again, so I could sacrifice 1, 2, 3 lands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could end up with. Actually, the smart move would be, of course, to get Maze's End. So I would have 6 Guild Gates and a Maze's End that I could try and go for. Oh, wait, actually. No, wait. No, I drew that, so I'm going to play a Swamp for turn. So I could, in fact, actually do that as well. However, oh, and I have a Guild Gate in my hand, too. So I guess I should play that if we're going to consider it. So that should be like a last-ditch effort, because we already did that on match 1. This really doesn't come up that much. I'm surprised I got it again. But then again, I'm not, because every time we play these games and record them, I keep getting the same cards in the matches, which kind of takes away the fun. I want you guys to see the different kinds of cards in these decks. Regardless, if I were to do that, I would not have enough mana open for Leadership Vacuum, and then that could just be extremely dangerous. So, no one has played any kind of instants or sorceries that I'm aware of, that I realized. Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did. The that one, whatever the heck it is, I can't read it upside down. Courage in Crisis. So it does say put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So I will copy that and put one on one Archaic. And then Proliferate. So I will, plus that. I could be a total, dick and plus that. It's kind of tempting. However, that would, we don't know what's going on over there. And as it stands, the 5, just based on what we saw, they need to send both flyers over there. Actually, because there's so many flyers, they kind of need to send a lot over there. We want to make sure they send as many creatures as they can that way to get the counters and not help them out so they start sending stuff this way. So I will not do that. And I will have to leave the mana open for the leadership vacuum and pass turn. So I am somewhat pleased to see that Spirits isn't doing that great since it's the pre-con, and we've gone over this before. I don't, this is a very good deck. I do think it's a good deck straight out of the box. I recommend it, Millicent. It's got a lot of interesting interactions, obviously, because, like I said, there are some stuff in here about investigations. So it kind of takes it away from the Spirit aspect. You could definitely probably remove like 10 cards and really reinforce the Spirit aspect and speed that up even. But all in all, it works very well on its own, just as it is. We're going to go ahead and tap 2 for Shacklegeist, a 2/2 flying spirit, where it can block only creatures with flying. Tap 2 untapped spirits I control, tap target creature you don't control. I can do that at instant speed, so that's good. Oh, okay. I guess we already talked about this last time. So 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm going to take that back for a second. 1, 2, 3, Bygone Bishop. Then play Shacklegeist, which would just let us have a clue. Get a clue, Brian. I'm dying. No, I'm not dying. I mean, we all are, aren't we? Eventually. But, anyway. That's all that. I have 2 mana, so I could send something in that direction if I wanted to. I think we're going to go ahead and plus, just to say, until end of turn, if a creature I control, or whenever a creature I control deals combat damage to a player, put a loyalty counter on him. So if any of the if I get like 5 creatures that deal combat damage, I think he gets 5 counters. So that's probably how he's supposed to be do his ult, which is look at the top 10 cards of your library, put 3 of them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in order. Not even that great of an ult, really, because they just go in your hand, not in the battlefield or anything. Let's see. We clearly need to keep 3 creatures open for blocking. 2 flyers for sure, and something on the ground for Finn, because the Blighted Agent we can't stop. So here's a flyer, They have summoning sickness anyway, and then Thopter down here is a blocker, because it's who cares if it dies, and we can hopefully make another one next turn. Now, melee. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each opponent you attack this combat. I only have 2 opponents, so I would have to attack both of them to get buffs of +2/+2. Which is not bad. Unfortunately, I don't have any other freaking flyers, do I? These guys are all on the ground. And I'm not even sure if that's dead. Sorry, I'm thinking over here. I'm not even sure if I want to bother with Planeswalkers myself. So I could send all 3 of them on the ground in this direction. Yeah, I guess. I mean, we're pretty kind of dead on deck here anyway, so we might as well go out swinging. Plus, we do have some blockers at least. So, but I have to attack both of them to get the full buff. So these are currently, if I don't attack them, that's a 3/3, a 3/3, and a 2/3. But even to that end, does Infect care at this point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage. Let it go through, right? Like, I don't think I really care. I think I'll just take the 8 damage down to 26. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm not even concerned about Planeswalkers, really. So that's all we can do there. So creatures dealt combat damage. So I get 3 counters, or 3 loyalty counters, so he's up to 5. Okay, cool, I guess. Not gonna help, really, but we'll pass. Because there's no other, right? Cast that, that's the thing. I can tap 2 untapped spirits to tap down something. So like when they untap, before they move to combat, I could, like, end of main phase 1, I could tap 2 spirits and tap down Atraxa. But I'd still, and then block the Viral Drake with the Geist. I would still get smacked with these 2, which would be 1, 2, 3 more Infect, up to 8. If I don't play anything, I can proliferate 9, 10. Yeah, so like I don't see a way to win. So there's not really much point in doing that. So we'll pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. No upkeep triggers over here, I believe. I will play another snow-covered island. Now, I don't believe I could do this. Actually, that Moss Diamond was a good hit because this was a blue. I called blue on that one, so I don't have enough green to play that particular spell. But I do have enough to tap 2 and a third to play Septic Rats. 2/2 Infect whenever Septic Rats attacks. If defending player is already poisoned, it gets +1/+1. Now, of course, I could spend the mana to equip, but we want to probably proliferate. So that's 1, 2, 3, one of which being blue, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, including a blue. To proliferate, thankfully I don't have to tap it. So this goes up, this goes up. No, I'm not helping you. Okay, so that's that. I have 1. I know I don't have any tokens. All right, so we're going to move to combat. I cannot attack Planeswalkers because I don't have enough open mana, which again saves me from them having that cast that thing. So we're going to send Blighted Agent. Right, they do have all these blockers, so we kind of have to swing out. Right? So this Bygone Bishop will block Atraxa, dies. Shacklegeist will block that, dies. Thopter will block Finn, dies. Blighted Agent gets through and does 1 proliferate. So that actually, they're still pretty good. So then, and that was even with the extra activation. We then move to our end step, proliferate. This goes up to 8. Pass turn. Very interesting. So we untap, upkeep, draw. Dang it. Unreal. We'll go ahead and play the Swamp for turn, and then I feel like it's kind of cheap. I don't like it, but it's going to have to be the way. It looks like this is shaping up to maybe be another Scape Shift win Guildgate combo. We're going to tap 3 for Zygoth Crystal, leaving up enough for Leadership Vacuum on the next turn because they're definitely going to have to come swinging at me. And then if, push comes to shove, we're going to have to pop off the thing. So it's like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guild gates, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 that we would sacrifice, one of which would be Maze's End. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be 8 total. We'd have to crack that. So actually, we probably really can't wait too long because we don't have Amulet of Vigor out, which says that if a permanent comes in tapped, it untaps. It's in here, but we haven't gotten it, obviously. Meaning it'll take a while to use Maze's End enough times to get the win. So we might have to do it next turn. So let's just see what happens. Let's not go too crazy with it just yet. Because they still have to pay 2 for every attacking creature. So we do have that bit of a block. Right. Did anything happen? No, that was all creatures and stuff. Okay, I don't think we missed any instants or sorceries off of this. Not going to attack, obviously. So we'll pass. All right, Spirits, what you got? Untap, draw, play that planes I just drew. Whoop-de-doo. I guess we'll go ahead and tap 2 just to crack that clue and draw a card. See if that helps. It's just you know. Huh. It's just a decent card. It's an X card spell. Occult Epiphany. You know, play a blue and then X, and you can draw X cards and then discard X cards. Not super helpful right now. I mean, it's card draw, but yeah, I don't know. Clearly, we -1 to make a little Thopter. Not that that's gonna help, but we're gonna swing out just because. They're on the ground. Septic Rats is also on the ground. Septic Rats will block the Priest of Blessed God. That'll die. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, that's true. Because I'm attacking one person with the melee, 1, 2, they're all able to destroy Septic Rats. So I think I would just take it again. I don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again. Dangerous, sort of. Drops us down to 18. But still, we have seen no threat from Planeswalkers. So I don't think the life is... I wouldn't expect the life to be that important because it just looks like they're getting mana flooded. Sucks to be you, but sorry, man, I can't. I'm leaving you alone. That's my showing of respect that I'm sorry you're getting mana flooded, but I'm not going to concern myself with it long term. That's all we can do, right? There's no end step triggers. I don't think anybody well, he has more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, technically I could make, well, let's see. Create X where it's the number of opponents. Okay, so I can make a spirit. Okay, I have a Thopter and a spirit to block with. I mean, that's something. And then we'll pass. We're going to untap over here. We're going to draw. Play a Plains for turn, which is good because at least now we have enough mana to recast our commander, but I still don't have the right amount of green to cast this nice big Infect Phyrexian Hydra I have in my hand. So, okay, let's see what we got. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one of them being blue. To proliferate. Boom, boom. However, again, they still do have 2 blockers, so we can't just... oh, wait, unblockable. Never mind. How stupid. So that means we are going to send everything else at you. So blockers have been declared in response. We're going to tap a blue and 2 others for Leadership Vacuum, putting Atraxa back. Now costs 4 to play, and I get to draw a card. Well, that's still not a freaking thing. nothing that's an instant or instant I can do. That was it's opponent. Sorry, I'm thinking about that. Yeah. Well, this is on the ground, and actually so is Septic Rats, and so is Fryn. So I can block Fryn. The question, I guess, at that point, like, would I have really swung out not thinking about that? Because that does negate her impact. I really shouldn't have swung with Finn. Like, I should almost never swing with Finn unless it's clear sailing. Because that takes away Atrax's power in the Infect realm. But let's be honest, we do have a 5/8 Infect Drake coming in, so I don't think it's that much of a concern. So yeah, I will of course block Finn. Finn dies because I was stupid. But unfortunately, everything else gets through. Now, I don't even know which is better, really. Should I block the Septic Rats or should I block Finn? Because that's all I have in terms of leadership, like getting rid of commanders. So I think it was the right move. So damage resolves, Finn dies. 10 damage over here, boom, you're dead. 5, 6, 7, I immediately get 7 freaking Infect over here. Pass turn from there to here. There's no end step triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I think what I'll do is I will tap the 3 and equip Septic Rats with the Trample Pendant, just because it'll give it a +1/+1, and they get +1/+1 if someone already has poison. So that'd be a 2, 3, 4, 4, 4 with Trample. Not bad. Now I come over here, I untap, I draw another freaking land, but it is a Guildgate. So a Guildgate comes in tapped. Unfortunately, we do not have the time to do this, but we'll try. We'll see what we can do. I'm going to tap 2 greens, and then let's put all these over here. Then 2 greens, 2 others for escape shift. Sacrificing 1, 2, 3, 4 lands, and going to get 4 lands. Guildgate, Maze's End, that's good, and Guildgate. So that's 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, not enough time. Oh, shoot. Wait a second. That's all wrong. I had to pay to attack. So what did I swing? Thankfully, it's not too much different. Let's take a moment and just recalculate, because we're still going to do it, right? So Blight to the Agent, of course, is going over there over here because that was death. I'm not going to equip that. Let me go over there, just so I'm not stretching across the table. So this is what we had. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana open. So that's 2 swings. Obviously, I was going to swing Viral Drake and Atraxa. So that means Septic Rats doesn't go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, paying for these 2. I still do the thing. Because, I mean, that's the biggest damage. That's 4 damage, period, but also 2 Infect counters on top of the 5. So the 5 does get through. We just don't have the Septic Rats getting through just yet, which is fine. And we also don't lose Finn, which is good for Infect. So then that resolves. We do the land stuff. There's nothing else we can do over there, unfortunately, because we are out of cards. I think. I thought I had one more. I do have one more card, which is Oath of Teferi. I mean, I don't think that's really going to help any. Ooh, actually. No, it doesn't. So it says when, and plus you need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do have it. 6, actually. I guess we'll play it just to play it. Because, I have nothing else in my hand. So, white, tap that for blue, and then 1, 2, 3 for Oath of Teferi. That's actually an extra enchantment. So that... Oh, no, this isn't the enchantment one. Oh, well. The point is, Oath of Teferi just says, when it enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent you control, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. You may activate the loyalty abilities of Planeswalkers twice each turn. I was thinking, ooh, I could bounce Maze's End and, use it. But first of all, it comes back at the end step, and also Maze's End still enters the battlefield tapped, so that wouldn't help. I could, bounce one of the artifacts, and it could come back untapped. But for mana, but I don't have anything in my hand, so that doesn't help. So that's what we do on that. Still on this phase. Then we pass over to here. Okay, that side of the board's dead. This side is still alive. It's an interesting, matchup. So now we draw. Wow, still no green. I play an island for turn. Can't play this thing. Ridiculous how important that Moss Diamond really was. Not actually. It's just a, 7/7 Phyrexian Hydra with Infect, which, 7/7 Infect, very, very good. And if I equip this on it, then it would be 8/8 with Trample. Because why would a Hydra have Trample? Freaking whatever. Anyway, though. Clearly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, yes, interesting. So 4, oh wait, I have to pay to attack, so I can't go crazy. If I pay the 4 to proliferate, or do I? Hang on. Let's think about this. I think we really should tap 1, 2, 3 and equip this onto that. Oh wait, it's flying. How stupid. That's not important. And do we want to... Okay. We need to keep 2 mana open to attack. They have nothing in their hand. There's no more tricks. So we can definitely get Viral Drake through. Yes, that is the proper move. Then my apologies. 1, 2, 3, and the blue to activate the ability to proliferate. That goes up to 5. This goes up to 6. We then do that again. Blue, 1, 2, 3, to proliferate again, up to 7. Boom, boom. I guess it wouldn't have mattered considering how big he was in the first place, but still, tap 2 in order to attack, swing Viral Drake, the only one I can swing with, 7 more Infect, up to 14 Infect, kaboosh, blah, dead, Planeswalkers. There you have it. Winner 2 of your matchup of Planeswalkers, Clues, Spirits, and Infect is Infect. So there you go. Atraxa did what she was supposed to do. Still not quite as fast or as well as it should. I should have had a lot more little guys on that were unblockable or flying, or just on the field, really, to overwhelm the early numbers of only 1 or 2 blockers and get more counters in and get more cards, and or I should have had more cards that just did proliferate. So I could be do this proliferate, draw a card, do this proliferate, something, something, this one proliferate, and blah, 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 and everyone's super high. But yeah, Planeswalkers, while it didn't do squat, and that's kind of some of the things I've seen it do before, unfortunately. That's kind of how it works. It'll get land flooded or mana screwed, one of the two, and just kind of sputter out. It did last long because it's kept its head down, and then had those really good answer spells to slow down Atraxa versus it. So that was good. All right, let's see. Lessons learned. As I said, I just don't know what to do. If you got any ideas, pop them in the chat, or the comments rather. How do you think we can improve on Planeswalkers without completely changing the core of what it is? It's supposed to be Planeswalkers. I'm not getting rid of the guild gates. I'm not getting rid of the guild gate win. I think there is one other smaller win con in here somewhere, sort of like a, I don't think it's like an infinite combo, but it's something in there. I can't remember. But clearly it's not coming up. Clues it's still puttering around where, like, below where it should be. I'm making clues, and you see where I'm going with it, with the whole, glass dust Hulk, get some clues and now he's bigger and unblockable. Or one of the flyers that gets +1/+0 until end of turn for every artifact, every time you draw a card. So it's like, get a bunch of mana, play that, crack the mana to use a bunch of, like, 3 or 4 clues to draw cards, which is great, and also buff up said creature. Things like that. I probably should have played my commander. It's 2 games now, and I still haven't played Duretti, or Durevi, rather. He's a flyer, 2/3, that could have probably helped. And then it's like, when he enters, you can tap down or untap a permanent. But again, that's not it's not instant speed, so it's not like I can tap someone down on their turn when they're going to go to combat. It's on my turn, so, like, what does that really do unless I'm untapping or tapping my own things for some reason? I just picked him because he was the colors I wanted, and I like the fact that you have this 4 mana option of playing him, so that basically he's always just maximum of 4 mana to play, as opposed to most, as you saw with Atraxa, she is now 8 to play because she got killed like 3 times. But there is another card in this deck that's the same 3 colors, just the 3-drop, that is also like a commander for this colors. I can't remember, it's like an angel or something. Can't remember what she does. I think she gets the pluses for when I think it's like the angel where you pay a white and 1 other, and she gets a +1/+1 counter or a buff or something like that. So it's like, you can have her out and then pay a bunch of, like, 5-6 mana, 3 of it being white, and buffer in some fashion. Spirits still did pretty decent, but it's, pre-con, so I'm glad it didn't go off crazy. But yeah, all right. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope I didn't make any mistakes this time. I know I came close, and I forgot, but at least this time I'm trying to go slower, trying to really make sure I'm aware of all the cards on all 4 board states, to not look the fool as I have in the first, like, dozen or so videos I recorded. But all right, if you're out there, I really appreciate you watching. I hope you tune in again. See you next time.